What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Rgtp. I am your host, Lewis, and with me, as always, Mr. Mamba. Mamba, how we doing today?
Bro, I'm fantastic. We are one day away from the greatest time of the year, the
One of
Royal
the
Rumble.
biggest,
Yes,
one of the only two times a year that people like to count. New Year's is when the ball
true,
drops,
true.
and the Royal Rumble is the only time people like to count down from 10. But of course, on this fine Friday, as you can see by the title, we are going to be giving predictions for the 2023 Royal Rumble, breaking down both Rumble matches along with two title matches, and of course, our pitch black match. But before we go any further, of course, whenever we talk wrestling on this show, we like to bring in one of our veterans of the squared circle. He is bearded, he is wholesome, and he is the all knowledgeable, all the way from Baltimore, Mr. Matt Trigger.
What's going on, fellas? Thank you for having me back. I feel like I haven't seen y'all in forever.
Haven't talked wrestling with you in forever either.
I think it's been probably since
Oh man, was that
Survivor
Survivor
Series?
Series? Yeah,
It
I
might
think
have been
Survivor
Survivor
Series was the
Series.
last main roster. Yeah.
It's been a busy
That
life
was
for
a pretty
all of
good
us.
pay-per-view, man.
It was.
That was a
Yeah,
pretty
since
good
then we had Deadline, and then we had ROH Final Battle, and a whole lot of other things in between have gone on. But Matt, what is happening on your side of the pond here?
Not too much, guys. I've
Pond.
just been. We're all on the same side, you know.
Right.
You know, I've been, busy with both of my shows, Bearded Wholesome and All Things Baltimore. I recently interviewed former Ravens Super Bowl champion Bernard Pollard. That was a very good show. Our podcast with my best friend Josh is still going strong. Charm City Heavyweights. We have a show tonight at 9:30. Shameless plug. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Rumble on there and about some of the Ravens and Orioles stuff going on. Got a big guest coming up. I'm not going to give any spoilers. I told you guys off air, but I'm not going to spoil it on air. I have a big guest coming on next week for my Bearded and Wholesome show. But this is the best time of the year for wrestling, and I am all for the Royal Rumble. It's my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
I can agree.
Sir, so excited. Let's dive right into it. Of course, the Royal Rumble 2023. And what better place to start with what's most likely going to be our opening match, the Women's Royal Rumble match. Surprisingly, only 7 women have currently been announced of the field of 30. They've also had no qualifying matches, so there seems to be quite a bit of surprises, some twists and some turns coming. So Mamba, I will start with you. What do you have any predictions on who might be showing up? We've seen quite a few names.
Who may be
Obviously,
showing up?
we have the Chelsea Greens maybe debuting, coming
Okay.
back. How
Yep.
about some legends like Lita, a Trish Stratus
I
potentially?
mean, we're guaranteed to get a couple legends every year. At least 5 is what they usually like to go for you. My surprise, you mentioned the lead. I'm gonna go Ava Rain with Schism.
Oh,
There's gonna be a couple NXT call-ups, and why not? We know who her father is.
right.
And that'll lead into, is he here? Is he not here? Are they? It also gives her exposure to the crowd. So I'm gonna go Ava Rain and then Indy Hartwell as the second NXT. Just get her in there, have her interact with Candice, maybe interact with Nikki Cross. Obviously won't win, but I would love to see those two from NXT. Chelsea Green debuting again, that would be good. She's apparently with the roster. They just don't have anything for her at the moment.
Right. Exactly.
Anyone like Mickey James, though?
I think she's going to come
Probably
back.
not. Mickey James?
It's her farewell tour.
I
I think they're going to give her another. I think they're going to give her another shot in there. She's in good standing with the.
She also did just get that title back. Impact. Hey, we get it 2 years in a row. Yeah, we gonna do it 2 years in a row.
I think they're more receptive and open to letting that go on because it was a surprise under Vince, but now with Hunter, even though Vince is back,
Right.
Technically, I believe
anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Matt, how about you? Predictions on any call-ups, returns, debuts?
They do need to bring Indy to the Rumble. I like her. I just think that right now they're kind of keeping her down in NXT because There's a lot of unknown with the women's division down there because of Mandy Rose uh, being unfairly terminated, in my opinion. And it's not because of, oh, I think she's hot, but they knew she was doing it all along. And a fan, technically a paying customer, broke the law by screenshotting it and putting it online. Um, I do want to see Zoe Stark get an opportunity to get in the Rumble. That would be pretty cool. I think Chelsea comes back. I think her and Zach both come back.
Woo woo woo.
We'll get to that.
I do believe that they're playing a lot of it close to the vest because they've only announced 7 of the 30, like you said, leading into the show, Lewis. But I think you're going to see a Trish Stratus sighting, maybe a Lita sighting. Far fetched, you might get a Sasha sighting, even though she's not technically signed down to one company. I know she's got dates with New Japan, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had Medusa, considering she was just on Raw 30. Raw 30. So, yeah, I do believe there's going to be a couple of surprises. You might see a returning Natalia. She's saying that she's not ready from her injury, but Natalia's a tough chick. I think she'll try to make that work if possible. I don't think we're going to see anybody like the Bella Twins after what they said about Saraya.
No.
And, their stepdad's not there anymore, so I really don't believe they're going to be in the building. We might get a Scarlett showing, a Maurice showing, Beth Phoenix. I'm spitballing here, but they're really leaving the possibilities endless because not even 25% of the field has been announced.
Right.
So I'm looking for, and the thing is, I'm not a really big fan of the qualifying matches. Now, if you have 25 entrants named and you want to do a couple qualifying matches, that's fine. But when you're talking about qualifying matches and there's 7 people announced,
right.
what are you doing there, buddy? I think Sarah Logan or whatever she's going by now, I think she'll make an appearance there. I think they're really going to have to dig deep through the organization to get some of these spots filled. But I do think we get a good amount. You might maybe get a Molly Holly sighting.
She's been in like all of them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get Jazz back in here.
I got 2 more names I haven't heard yet. NXT's Alba Fire is one that I would love to see. That's a good one. And then somebody that we kind of tending to forget about that is in this whole Mercedes Moné cycle. We'll be getting a returning Naomi at some point in Texas tomorrow.
That might be a good surprise. I would like to see her back. I'm disappointed because I really thought this was going to be the year Nikita Lyons gets a shot, but she tore her ACL last week. So, it was a legitimate kind of thing.
Yep.
So,
not laughing at the injury.
No. You just know I love her. At the injury. You know I love her though.
One more year, man. One more year.
Yeah, I still think that she shouldn't be up for a while, but I do. It does suck to see that. Maybe we might get Cora Jade.
Yeah, sure.
We could get both the Toxic Attraction. We could get Gigi and Jane. So it's really I'm actually excited about it because you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yep. And that's in both matches as well.
It really is. Right. I mean, the men's match is going to be very matches. Yeah, it's going to be I can't wait to, I'm having a hard time containing my excitement right now.
Agreed. Should we get into winners? Eliminations is what you want, yeah? Leave the winner for last.
I think that I think Lewis did say, eliminations. I truly believe this is going to be the year where Raquel Gonzalez or Rodriguez, whatever she's going by. Raquel, I think she's just going to whoop ass. I don't know if she's going to win necessarily, but I think she's going to be one of those female versions of Kane where she's putting 11 or 12 women out. I'm not saying to that exact number, but I believe she's going to have the most eliminations out of everybody. And I talked about this last night. about a possible like re-debut. Like there's been rumors floating around that Nia Jax is in Houston, and I'm like, oh
Oh
God,
boy.
She can walk her ass back.
please, please
No,
God, no.
no.
Or I'm sorry, San Antonio, San Antonio.
Hey, if she's in Houston, that's great, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Texas, whatever.
Oh man. Don't
So,
want
Mama,
that.
thoughts on
Don't want that.
elimination? Raquel is your favorite to rack up the most eliminations, Matt? Yes.
Yes, but my favorite to win is Rhea. I think this is.
Okay.
I think she's actually been the bright spot of Judgment Day. It's crazy because such a huge Finn Balor fan. He's really taken like a back seat and let Rhea and Dominic really shine the last month or two. So I'm going with Rhea for the win, but I'm going for Raquel being the dominant force.
I have a feeling we're gonna all have the same winner because it does feel as though Rhea is the favorite, and I believe she is the betting favorite. This man is saying he ain't going with her. But I am going to pick Rhea Ripley. I'm gonna give her 8 eliminations for the most.
Oh wow, okay.
Just give her a dominant showing, like I am mommy, I am here, I am established, I'm taking one of those titles at Mania, whether it's Charlotte, whether it's Bianca. Respect me. Rhea Ripley to win with the most eliminations.
Ooh, very nice. I also have Rhea Ripley with the most eliminations. Sort of consolation prize for the fact that she's not going to win, but I think she's going to get a push leading into Mania. We have to see which one of these women's championships ends up in the elimination chamber, or if number one contender will be named at elimination chamber. But I think this is part of the build for Rhea to SummerSlam. But the winner of the women's 2023 Royal Rumble for the second time, it's Big Time Bex.
I would love that. It's
I'm
not happening,
taking-
but I would love that.
I'm taking Becky Lynch for the dub.
As much as that would be cool, I really think they're gonna keep Bailey and Becky feuding, and they're gonna keep them away from the main event title picture, and maybe that's where they can kind of let Rhea have her time, because you could have her feud both of them well into the summer,
Right.
You know, so Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, that type of deal. But I would be okay with Becky winning because she's
I would
just
as well.
still so damn good.
Damage Control is going to ruin her, though. They're not going to let her win. They're not going to give her a chance to win.
I think it'll be from so on to the next question is previously stated, like I was saying in the pre-show, the storylines coming out of the Rumble, which start leading to Mania. I believe Becky's gonna win. We'll of course have her and Becky continue to feud. She'll probably put the WrestleMania title opportunity on the line, yada yada. And with so many open possibilities for women in the Rumble, I actually think Bayley will eventually lock up with Trish Stratus heading into WrestleMania. So I believe this will be their first bit of interaction to get us to the road to Mania. So this will be the beginning of sort of a split. And I think Trish is going to be Elimination Chamber in Canada. What? So there's a lot, I think, going forward. And I think Trish is actually going to appear tomorrow night. And she's going to have a bit of a role leading into WrestleMania. I think Bayley will be the person that is going to feud with her going into Mania.
I can respect that.
I can definitely respect that.
Yeah,
as well. That's actually good. I like that.
Storylines going forward in the women's.
Liv and Raquel.
Liv and Raquel should continue going forward. Like,
what is going on, Ambition?
You got anything crazy, Matt? This man. We'll say that when we get there. He can say it when we get there, man. His winner for the men's is insane. It's insane. But Liv and Raquel, they can continue just to show that Liv still has that edge. And even though you're 6'6" and I'm 5'2", I'm gonna take you on. I don't care.
Storylines. I do believe along the lines of what Lewis was saying, I do think one of these legends, whether it's Trish or Lita, are going to come back for Mania season all together and have a headline with
3 legends versus Damage Control?
That could be a
Trish, Lita, and
situation.
who?
You could go Trish, Lita, and Beth,
Beth.
or you could go Trish, Lita, and Alundra Blaze.
Oh, that would be interesting.
You know,
I can actually start seeing that play out. They're going Hollywood.
Yeah, they are.
I was surprised to see Alundra Blaze have the original women's championship sitting on the table during the poker skit. I think they're going to keep her around. I like her. I thought that she was, one of the better women's wrestlers of the 80s and the 90s, just based on, watching it on the network and all that. But I do think that they're going to get one of these legends involved in there. They could go a different route and have, Tori Wilson come back, or Stacy Keibler, or somebody of that nature. But Trish or Lita should probably be around for, Hollywood.
Michelle McCool would be their third.
Yeah. Or they could go with something like Maurice, or
no, do you want to go Maurice? Her being heelish with the Miz,
But the thing is, I mean, they want to keep her. Maurice is good television, and I'm biased, obviously, because of my history of talking about it on this very show. But yeah, I think that they got to get one of these women, to stick around for a while. Preferably Trish, like Lewis was saying, because of the Canadian connection for the Elimination Chamber. Even if you don't have her wrestle at the Elimination Chamber, have her at least be there and kind of build towards the feud of Mania. Because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they're gonna have a pay per view in between Elimination Chamber and Mania. It used to be fast. It used to be Fastlane, but that's when they were just like cranking out like 15 pay per views a year, or premium live events, whatever.
The first Fastlane. Sorry to get off track. The first Fastlane was Roadblock, is what it was called, right? Roadblock. Yes. That was. Oh boy. Dean Ambrose should have won that title, man. He should have won that title. All right. First match, Royal Rumble, Rhea. Matt has Rhea. Lewis has Becky.
Good for you guys. Good for you guys. Let's continue on with, as you were saying, we have a match that is actually well over a month in the making and in the process. We have, of course, our Mountain Dew pitch black match. Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight. And I'm going to say here, I'm going to say now, the winner of this match will be none other than, LA Knight, due to some Uncle Howdy shenanigans, because I really think, I don't know where it's going with Bray, but I think that it's Uncle Howdy, and obviously we heard the Uncle Harper, and there's obviously some ties with Alexa Bliss, which we'll get to in just a little bit, but I just can't help but feel like this entire entity that has been looming around Bray Wyatt since he has come back will play a major factor in this match tomorrow night.
Take it, Matt.
I don't believe LA Knight wins. I do believe that they're not. I don't want to believe that they're going to have Bray Wyatt lose his first televised match coming back onto WWE television. I was very skeptical where this was going to go with LA Knight at first, but he's really been carrying the bulk of the hype for the match. He is gold on the mic. He was like this in TNA, and I'm surprised they let him get to the WWE because he was one of the originals. But he is fantastic on the mic. The segment with The Undertaker was really good. I said it recently. LA Knight reminds you of somebody that would look good carrying the white Intercontinental Championship, the old school one.
Yeah. And
I think he's going to have a strong showing. There is going to be shenanigans with Uncle Howdy, Uncle Harper, Alexa Bliss, somebody along those lines. But I don't believe they're going to let Bray take a pinfall or lose, however, in his return match to the WWE.
Does my Stone Cold comp for LA Knight still seem ridiculous?
No, I'm not going to say ridiculous, but I think LA Knight is separating himself to the point where his mic work is going to get him a solid run. I don't think he's going to get propelled to the heights that Austin's mic work propelled him to. That I do believe that's going to be something of like an intercontinental. Hello. We are live.
I can see him with the IC title, the US title. Would love to see him with the WWE Championship one day. I would love
it too, but I really don't believe I think the age is what's doing it for him. I think he's pushing 40, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, man, we can Google it real quick. This match is so hard to predict, right? Like, you don't think Bray Wyatt's gonna lose on his first match,
right?
But
no.
I mean, it could, with the interactions of Uncle Howdy or Uncle Harper.
Uncle Howdy's Bo Dallas. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I'm going to take LA Knight as well. I know it's very unlikely to happen, but I would love to see maybe Uncle Howdy not get involved, but he appears and Bray Wyatt is stun locked for a second, and it's like, oh, cheap win for LA Knight. He gets out, but did he really win? And it continues for Elimination Chamber. And
I get it, but
go ahead.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, bud.
Totally cool. Cool.
I believe that they haven't done a great job explaining to us what this match is. They're saying
they don't even know.
But there's no expectation for it.
Right.
And I'm just kind of like, is this a cinematic match? Is this going to happen like the Rock and Mankind where they fought in an empty arena?
Right.
Is this going to be something that thousands of people are going to be looking at a Tron for the entire the billboard for the entire time? These gimmick matches with Wyatt don't have the best track record, so I'm a little
lights, man. It's always the lights. The fans are always chanting, "Turn on the lights! Turn on the lights!" Right.
So I'm really, if this producer that's been brought in to produce a lot of his segments has anything to do with this, I think it's going to be pretty good. But I'm skeptical that he loses.
Yeah, no, it's very hard to pick against Bray, but nothing we've seen really makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So Bray losing, it don't make sense, but it could make sense at the same time, So, and I want to see LA Knight win. I know he can recover from a loss, but him beating Bray Wyatt and Bray's triumphant, this is his first match at the Royal Rumble. LA Knight beats him. He's never gonna shut up. He's never gonna shut up, and people are gonna hate him for it.
Yeah, no, I hear that. It's definitely going to be an exciting outcome to this match. I was wondering after the Firehouse Funhouse segment, if LA Knight, I was wondering if after that segment, WWE might have had a chance. They might have potentially wanted to change off the Pitch Black match and use the Firefly Funhouse, but it doesn't look like they're going that way. But let's continue onward as the Bray Wyatt connection continues. Bianca Belair will defend her Raw Women's Champion against Alexa Bliss, who we have seen have rekindled that connection with Bray Wyatt quite a bit. And of course, we've seen Uncle Howdy come out and literally 2 separate segments. So I'm taking Bianca on this one. I think Uncle Howdy, if he's not a part of the LA Knight Bray Wyatt segment, he will be a part of this segment. I've told this to Mamba before. She will most likely lose due to whatever connection to Bray Wyatt is going to be going forward, which will probably get the story of him trying to retransform her or re-break her, or whatever the storyline going forward with Alexa is going to be. But I believe it's going to begin. It's going to begin here. Bianca will continue, but looks like going to be a Mania to Mania title run. We'll again have to see what the Elimination Chamber is going to hold, but I'm going with Bianca Belair.
That's probably the smart pick, but I'm a dumbass, so I'm gonna go Alexa. I'm gonna go Alexa Bliss because of the connection, and because it's just like you would not expect it, right? Like, Bianca has been an incredible champion, but having Alexa be a champion, you can have her yeah, you want a good run up to Mania. You could have her drop it at Elimination Chamber. You could have her drop it at Mania again to Bianca. I like the swerve. I think Uncle Howdy will help her win, or Uncle Harper will help her win over Bianca.
I agree
But
with
not Bray.
Mamba. Honestly,
Oh wow.
I think it's going to be a swerve. They're not going to have it as a clean loss.
Right.
There's gonna be shenanigans, but I can see Alexa having a short run to Mania or to the Elimination Chamber. I think they would test the waters with her, considering it's been so long since she's had a reign, and she's
Right.
been doing a lot of the heavy lifting. You know, she carried the Bray Wyatt esque gimmick well past his release, and she's been middling in the mid card for the women in terms of status, and she's doing pretty good work right now. I think they might make a change just to kind of have like that wow factor for a non-Rumble match.
Uncle Howdy in which female versus Bray and Alexa? Would that be when they bring in like Sister Abigail? You know,
no, I don't think
and
they're going
then
to bring
it's
Sister
not
Abigail
actual,
in.
you know.
I think we're past the Sister Abigail stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where the Uncle Howdy, Uncle Harper, the Wyatt Six family, and everything that were hoping to see going forward. We're seeing Uncle Howdy manifest himself over the last few months or so. This is gonna definitely be interesting,
You
and I
saw
wouldn't be
Bray said the
surprised.
Fiend died, correct?
Yes.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, definitely. Bliss winning here and getting the belt off of Bianca in a shenanigan way wouldn't truly surprise me. And then potentially having another title change at Elimination Chamber to set up something else at Mania. I mean, definitely a lot going to be going forward.
I will
Definitely going to be
also
a lot
say
going forward in this.
this could just be a clean match as well.
Right.
Bianca just wins clean, straight out, but I like the swerve.
I find it hard to believe just where they're going with both of these women. I find it hard to believe that this match is going to end clean somehow. I very, very, very can't not. I don't find that match ending clean whatsoever. As we get to another match, which will include some shenanigans.
That will not end clean at all.
Absolutely not. The undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, takes on none other than Kevin Owens for the second time in the last 3 years. Yes, the second time in the last 3 years. Rollins was last year. He will take on Kevin Owens. No current stipulation tied to this match, although there was obviously heavy rumors of a Hell in a Cell match potentially being added, stipulation being added to this. Would have felt some sort of a no disqualification or false. I would have expected something. With the way this feud has been going, Owens has been getting constantly his ass beat nonstop. I would have felt that he would have tried to get sort of level out the playing field, so to speak. But I'm going to have Roman Reigns coming out on top of this one. I think it's almost too obvious to tell. There will obviously be some solo shenanigans involved, most likely, possibly the Usos. Sami Zayn is supposed to not be seen until this day, so potentially
We've
some
already
Sami
seen
Zayn.
him. He's been all over Twitter, man.
Don't tell the tribal chief. Don't tell the tribal chief.
You know he saw already, bro.
Don't tell the tribal chief. He about to have Solo kill the man. But I have Roman Reigns retaining due to some sort of shenanigans that, of course, are going to involve the bloodline. The match is going to be outstanding, most likely. The storyline for this is, of course, Kevin Owens wants to save his best friend that he says he doesn't care for anymore, but he obviously does. This is going to be an outstanding match to set the tempo for, what to expect from the Universal Champion heading into Mania.
Yep.
We know all the rumors of The Rock, and then there was Stone Cold, and then obviously Brock Lesnar's back. There's Seth Rollins, there's Cody, there's Sammy. There's a whole lot going into Mania.
Yeah.
And this is sort of the beginning. And Roman Reigns has been great carrying the company, carrying the belt, carrying all of the top stories. Whether you love it or hate it that he's a part-timer, you cannot deny the fact that he is money every time he's in the ring and on that mic. But nonetheless, Matt, I'll toss it on over to you. Winner of this match, walking out, champion, and most likely main eventing one of our WrestleMania nights.
I am going to go with Roman Reigns for the simple fact that there's going to be a much bigger payoff to this storyline. I do believe there's involvement on the level of the bloodline. I do believe Sammy gets involved somehow, some way. I trust that Triple H is doing this to the best of his ability. As booking all this, I think that Sammy might get close to costing him the match to start the dissension, like to speed it up, so to speak, because the pieces are there for the dissension of the bloodline. If you noticed on TV, they've been talking about the tag team titles individually now, so they're getting split.
Yep.
I could see Sammy almost costing Roman the match, and then if you're not going to have Zayn win the Rumble, he'll enter the Elimination Chamber for the qualification match to main event one of those and win if Cody wins the Rumble. So I know I'm kind of forecasting my pick for the men, but I truly believe that there's going to be a Roman and Sammy showdown for one of those titles at Mania. And I believe that they're going to strike while the iron's hot. Even if Sammy doesn't get a very long run, I believe he gets a marquee win over Roman in Hollywood,
solidifying himself as the Mick Foley of this era.
Honestly, yes. Even if he doesn't carry it very long afterwards, I can see him and Owens going on a tear as a tag team, building back up to that. Maybe having Sammy defend the title against Owens as a way to piss the reins off.
That match would be so good.
Because if you think back to their days in NXT for the NXT title, it was fantastic TV then, and the same person that was booking it then is booking it now.
Yep.
So it might be full circle.
Those two can do no wrong. They can do no wrong.
I could watch them fight. I could watch them fight for the entirety of the show.
The chant "Fight Forever" it applies to those two. Yes.
And Owens has had a fantastic year from last Mania, actually last Rumble until now. He's really been in like his own league. Him, Rollins, and Reigns have been like the top three to me, where they've done literally anything you've asked them to a T, and it's been perfect. They're damn near perfect.
Throw Sammy in there, man. Make it a fatal four-way. I mean, make it a fatal four-way.
Sammy too, but
question from the comments. Ambition asking, where does that leave Jay in the whole scenario after standing up for Sir Zayn?
That's a good question. I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, that might be one of those situations where it could lead to a Money in the Bank type of showdown between Roman and Jay.
Okay.
A titleless Roman kind of disciplining Jay for insubordination.
Okay. Yo, you two speaking have allowed me to get thoughts together. You mentioning Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns is winning this match. At this point, it feels like it's a given. Roman is not going to draw these titles when it feels like the storyline is at the hottest it's been.
And then where does that put Jimmy? Ask Ambition, and then Nips. Thank
Jimmy's
you for stopping
a bitch,
by.
bro.
Who Day, we see you. We will be live Wednesday, covering the entire NFL playoffs. We should be no winners advisories up my way.
I'm gonna watch so I can see him cry.
Oh yeah, as the Baltimore fans here, I'm so dead. I didn't even think about it.
Roman wins, and Roman told Sammy, like, I don't want to hear from you for the rest of the week, right? And at the Royal Rumble, you get your final test. What if the final test is after Kevin Owens has been through this grueling match where Sammy just watched his best friend go to hell pretty much against Roman Reigns, right? And after the match, Roman is telling him, jump him with the Usos, with Sully. You have to do more to this man because he isn't going to stay down unless you put him out of his misery, pretty much, right? Sami Zayn then is like, I don't want to do that. Like, I still love him, but I am a part of you. But that seems a little too much, even for me, right? I would love to see Sami actually do it. Actually get that heat to make him Sami Uso. Have Sami then win Money in the Bank. You just had Theory cash in on the U.S. IC title, and it's like, Roman, I'm not going to cash in on you. Why would I do that? I'm going to get more titles for the Bloodline. Boom! At SummerSlam, cash in on Roman's bitch ass. Take his title, man. Yeah.
Mamba got Roman Reigns well over 1,000
Yes.
days.
Yes.
Into like what's it? What?
I
I said like
SummerSlam.
1,100 something odd days.
Hey,
at that
give him a
point.
lengthy run, man.
Sammy's really carrying the storyline right now. I'm almost to the point where I'm ready for Roman to not have both of those titles.
Roman also keeps saying to him, like, do you think you can do what I do?
Right.
Once he has that briefcase, he's going to be like, yeah, I think I can.
Ooh, boy. This match, the storylines coming out of this match is, of course, as we mentioned, going to lead into Mania, SummerSlam, Money. It's going to change a lot, as previously
It sets
stated.
the precedent of this
Triple
year.
H said it. Whoever dethrones Roman Reigns for one of the belts, both the belts, however the scenario is going to play out, it's going to be a huge moment that they really can't drop the ball on. We've seen Roman take on and take out everybody so far. Literally everybody. But
not
that brings
literally
us
everybody.
To the main event of the night.
Can we get Ambition's winner real quick? I'm sorry. Can we just get this
He
one?
said he changed his mind already since whenever.
Okay.
He had already changed his mind from
his pick
whatever.
was Solo, Matt. Solo Sikoa was his pick to win the men's
Honestly,
Royal
that's
that
like
was your pick for a while.
That
too.
was not my pick.
I swear to God, it
This
was
man
your pick for a
Ambition
while.
goes, Solo's gonna win the Rumble. He's gonna be the stand-in for The Rock. I was like, bro, you are smoking, not the good stuff, bro.
That's almost too interesting to not think about.
I told him I loved it. I sent it to my sister. She was like, "That's amazing." I was like, "It is," but
I'm just wondering how long he was smoking before he came to that conclusion. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but
no, he is Ambition. You hear that? You hear that? Okay. Sorry.
He says he hasn't lost yet. We trust me.
Facts.
We know, but he's probably losing tonight. Just saying. I'll throw that out there. It's Kevin Owens versus Solo tonight, unless it ends in a DQ.
They're not going to have Solo take a pinfall.
Maybe not, but it's probably ending in a DQ. But I also don't see Kevin Owens losing, so we'll definitely see some shenanigans in that match later tonight. But the main event, of course, the men's Royal Rumble match, and of course, we'll start where we started with the women's debuts, returns, and call-ups. Mamba, I'll start with you. Any names that you're hoping to see pop up after that infamous 10 countdown?
I said Ava in the first one. I'm going Joe Gacy. I got to.
Yes.
Get some schism in the Royal Rumble to let people see, okay, they can go. I got to get your boy in there as well, Cameron Grimes.
Ambition, you missed that. I threw out Naomi.
Naomi was there. Cameron Grimes, would love to see him, maybe a new name.
That is the name I have, yes.
We also forgot Piper Niven, Dewdrop, or if they give her a new name, because they love to give new names.
She's gonna be Dewdrop.
Cameron Grimes would be cool,
right?
Joe Gacy. I think the one that everyone would love though, Switchblade, Jay White.
Oh my God! Thank you. I said that last night on another show.
Yes,
I said that. I absolutely
said
that.
AJ Styles debut.
Being
there
7 years later.
Yes, there.
Ambition. We already said these names. We're on the men's Rumble now. When the show's over, go rewatch the first 10 minutes since you fucking missed it, apparently. Sick of this guy.
And they're going to pair Switchblade with the Good Brothers while AJ's rehabbing that ankle.
Oh.
It's going to be...
I need the Finn, Jay White,
I have another one. Another one. I want to keep giving me names, though, man. Come on, I'm feeling it right now.
Like the main three that
I'll go ahead.
Take it away. Yep.
I'll give you a few more. Obviously, two guys that have been teasing it super heavily over the last few months. as mentioned earlier, Zack Ryder woo-wooing his way to the Rumble. And then, of course, Chris Masters, who says he's not going to be there. He wasn't
Yo,
contacted or
I want to
anything
see
like
that.
that.
I
But
do too.
it almost feels positive that
He's
he
gonna
is
fight
a part of
Lashley at
this.
Mania.
Oh wow!
I hope not. I
I
hope they
thought
save
Brock
that
and
for
Bobby
Brock. Yeah, I
were gonna
really hope they
happen at
save that for
Mania.
that.
If they go in a different direction, if Masters stays, yes, I got a couple good picks for you guys.
And then, of course, the name, a name that we are have been waiting to see pop up, and we already threw out his wife's name early on for the women's Rumble. Where
My
is
dude.
Mr. Nick Aldis at? Where is former Mr. NWA? Is it about time that he
Yes, it is.
graces our presence on WWE television?
The
I'm gonna be
original
honest, my
10
mind went to
pounds of
Edge.
gold.
Because you mentioned Beth earlier.
Okay,
I didn't
okay.
even think of Mickey James, bro.
I'm ready.
He's ready. Let's hear it.
I do believe we get Switchblade.
Would be
That
fantastic.
might
Do it
be
at number 3.
Yup. I think we get
Yes.
Switchblade. The Alamo Dome will go crazy because the Royal Rumbles where all the hardcore fans go. I believe we get Nick Aldis. I believe
That
we
would
get
be crazy.
I see the comment in the bottom. Rude had spinal fusion surgery, so I think he's on the shelf still.
That's
Riddle,
tough.
I do believe Riddle comes back. He's in a weird spot right now, man, because he keeps on getting in trouble, like with his personal life, getting aired out. So I don't see him getting any rhythm, even if he does come back. We're gonna get Tonga.
Tonga.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has. There's been rumors that his contract with the New Japan has expired. I don't think he's going to that clown show over on TNT. I think that this is his opportunity to come into WWE. Now, whether Tangaloa follows him remains to be seen, but I think there's going to be heavy nostalgia Bullet Club coming into the Rumble.
Oh my goodness.
And they have been very hush-hush on AJ and his injury. So I do believe Edge comes back for the Rumble. It just makes too much sense to have his music hit, and I know it's not gonna be like 2020, but
Right.
Yeah,
he gets that pop. Yeah,
I think in terms of potential call-ups, I do agree with Cameron Grimes. I think you said that, Lewis. I think Gacy might get a chance to come up there. Even though I'm not a fan of him,
Light, man.
Even though I'm not a fan of him, I think that we might get a Von Wagner sighting.
True. Have not seen him in a minute.
Another one that I could see getting a look is Grayson Waller.
Yep.
Carmelo Hayes.
How do you feel about Axiom?
I wish you just go back to being a kid. I don't understand the mask. Even though
I don't
he's
mind
a great.
the mask. I just like Nathan Frazier better, to be honest.
Can I give you a theory
around that?
Oh yeah.
I think they didn't want the name A Kid anymore because it's like A Kid, it's just like it's a very basic starter name for a wrestler.
Give him
Axiom. I understand it's like really dude, a mask, a superhero. Axiom. When he removes the mask, he will have a true name.
I don't like the fact that he appeared on NXT television under A Kid, and then they're pretty much insulting your intelligence, making it seem like A Kid just disappeared and there's this guy.
Yeah, so, no, I definitely hear it. I
think this is the Rumble where you got to put Braun Breaker in it, and maybe give him like a 2 or 3 elimination kind of showing to kind of get people, to kind of water the mouths of the people that are ready to see him up there, because I think that he's been in developmental long enough at this point.
Mania after Mania.
I would like to see LA Knight get in the Rumble as well.
If he could win it. If LA Knight could somehow win the Rumble, bro.
Austin shows up for the Rumble.
Oh, okay.
He's going to be 29 or 30. He's not going to win, but hear me out.
Shucks.
He's not going to win, but hear me out. To me, his Mania opponent is going to be Seth Rollins.
Okay.
Seth doesn't really have anything going on with one particular person right now. He's kind of just vibing through each and every episode of Raw and SmackDown that he appears on. So I believe that this is going to be one of the things where Austin eliminates him, and that happens. Now I can see Bad Bunny. I saw the comment in the bottom.
Yeah.
Because Bad Bunny is a day one download for 2K23 if you buy like the $110 version or whatever it is, but that could be possible. We might get a Logan Paul sighting.
Didn't he tear like all of his CLs?
He claimed that, and they got debunked like 2 hours after the fact. He tried to claim that.
Yeah. From what it was a meniscus tear more than anything else. Why would you hit your head on the table?
Kids,
she doesn't know. Yeah, she doesn't know.
Well, maybe if you didn't lean down there and keep on dropping Barbies, we wouldn't have this problem. All right.
Inevitable.
Sorry.
True. She's just trying to eliminate him like it's the Royal Rumble, man.
But there's so much that they could do. I do believe we get a Lesnar and Lashley showdown in the Rumble.
Yep.
They did a fantastic job building that, and Brock didn't even have to say a word.
Right.
Oh my God, that would be so good. It'd be like looking in the mirror. It's the Spider-Man meme where they're pointing at each other.
What versus the
But with the Rumble being in Texas,
right?
Hearing the glass shatter before the night's over, part of me thinks The Rock is going to be number 30.
Okay. Oh my God, Stone Cold at 29 and The Rock at 30? We really are back in 2000, man.
But the thing is, The Rock is doing way too much protesting as to why he won't be ready.
Right.
And he's very active on social media, obviously, for his brands and his XFL and his acting and all that. But
his presidential run.
If they stop it. Please fucking stop it. I'd rather vote for Kanye.
Oh yikes. Eliminations. If Braun could be the most for elimination, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Bobby. I'm gonna go Bobby.
Bobby as your leading elimination getter.
Yep.
Matt?
I'm gonna go with Seth as I think Seth might be the high point with maybe 5, maybe 4 or 5. I'm on the Seth Rollins train right now. The fact that I've listened to his interviews where he says that this character makes him so uncomfortable because it's the exact opposite of who he is in real life, and he can just turn it on when he hits that entranceway on the ramp.
Makes him more awesome.
And it makes him and the thing is, he was a rock star for making Cody look like an absolute megastar. Rollins deserves a title run sometime soon.
Right.
I think he's better without it, but I think that he needs to get one just on the basis of how strong he's been. I'm digging everything Rollins is doing right now, and there's so many main event guys that they got. You need to split these titles up.
Agreed.
And then have a true draft. Maybe the Raw after Mania.
It has to.
Or if you want to make it like a sporting event approach, you have a Peacock special where you do the draft on a Wednesday or a Thursday night.
Hey, why are you trying to get eyes off of AEW on Wednesday?
You know why?
Oh, you caught that. You caught that.
Yeah, we caught that. We caught that. Yeah.
My pick for most eliminations is not yet announced to be in the Rumble. It is Solo Sikoa. I think Solo Sikoa will have himself a nice whipping of some folks. And if he's not in it, my other option, the ring general Gunther should be chopping motherfuckers left and right out that ring. I don't care what anyone says. Chop everybody left and right. And then as soon as we hear and see the big 6'4" man come out with the sword, I need that match at WrestleMania, and it needs to start happening now. I need Drew McIntyre versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship either night of WrestleMania. Give them 20 minutes, and I'll be the happiest kid on earth. I'll be the happiest kid on earth.
I want to see a Rumble showdown with Lesnar and Gunther.
We might get that.
We might.
We very well might.
That
get
was
that.
a rumored match for Mania.
I think we're getting Bobby.
I think the fact that he got that rub with DX, he's in line. He's one of the next guys up.
Yeah, that was Triple H telling Vince, "I can't believe you tried to demote my man after like
Right.
He's next up, man. He's one of those guys that they're putting the IC title on to get the reception, but he's gonna be by 2025. I expect him to have either a Universal or a WWE title run.
Yeah,
he's the foreign heel Vince has always wanted, but never wanted him.
And he treats it like he's still late 1990s kayfabe.
Yes,
he is
he's great,
very serious. He's very.
And he doesn't do social media, which is cool.
He's in everything he does, and that's what just makes Gunther that much better.
Which is why he's winning, JK. It'd be great if he won the Rumble, but he's not.
Absolutely not. But before we get to the obviously winners of the Rumbles, obviously we have storylines that get played out in the Rumble. Of course, we have the Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar. How excited on a scale of 1 to 10 are we for that to get picked up and booming?
10.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
10.
You said 10? I'm going to say 10 because the hope is that Bobby actually gets this win over Brock.
Right.
He got it.
That's
Crown
cheating.
Jewel, right?
No,
Bobby won it.
He pushed off of Brock pushed off of the turnbuckle.
He got his win.
Bobby did not win.
They need to let these dudes.
Bobby needs to beat the shit out of Brock. Yes.
They need to let these guys get a solid 20 minutes.
Haymakers.
And, just let them beat the shit out of each other.
Before we continue, Ambition, why? We already seen what that looks like.
He didn't say beat up. He said meet up.
But I don't want to see any part of it because no, it was.
That's how they're going. That's how they're going. Okay, if you're talking about storylines, that's how they're going to get almost over. Finally, they're going to reform the Hurt Business.
I want
with almost
anywhere around. Anyways, scale of 1 to 10. How are we feeling for a Solo and Riddle to potentially be able to continue their storyline? If we remember correctly, Solo is actually the one that put Riddle out. With the chair shot turnbuckle hip attack. How are we feeling about this potentially being sort of Solo's first big time singles feud, potentially heading into Mania or Elimination Chamber?
That dude's going to be money when he's by himself. Or
a Heyman guy, period. Yeah. I think he's a
Heyman guy.
A Heyman guy. Yeah.
Because the rest of the bloodline don't need him.
Why you hating on the Usos, man?
No, I'm saying they don't need Heyman as a mouthpiece.
I agree.
And the only thing that bothers me about Solo is that he looks like a menacing dude until he's standing around Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn, who are clearly larger than this man. That's where the suspension of disbelief is gone for me. Like Solo's like a 5'11" menace. He might be 6 feet tall, but he's not clearly.
Everybody needs a Taz, man. Everybody needs a Taz.
Hey, Taz was pretty great, man. Taz was pretty great.
He was for his era. I mean, he's always been quite the obnoxious asshole, but Solo is cool until you see him dwarfed by Roman in terms of size.
Right.
It fucks it up for me a tiny bit, and I'm not gonna discredit anything that he's done because I think
the Vince McMahon that lives in your head because you've been a fan of the WWE for so long.
But giving him the Samoan spike, taping the thumb, and having him be the silent type, they got it all going on. But I think that he's really going to prosper when he's away from the bloodline, and maybe he gets a fight with Roman.
Solo Riddle, it'll be cool. I think what Solo will do in this Rumble, though, will be more telling, and that will be eliminate Cody and Sami Zayn. Solo won't have the most eliminations, but he'll have the most impactful eliminations of
so
Cody.
You only got
and
Cody
Sami.
winning.
I do not.
Interesting. Which leads me to sort of the next one. Obviously, the interaction that we will inevitably get in the ring between Cody and Seth Rollins. How are we feeling for when that moment inevitably goes down at the Royal Rumble? Whether it's just them two in the ring, whether it's a clear out and turn around, and it's just them two standing there and amidst all the bodies. Are we excited for what feels like and was, early rumored on to be the official conclusion of the feud?
I think the first two out.
You start them 1 and 2.
My gosh, that would be good.
I think you got Cody, who arguably has one of the hottest entrances in the company, and then having 40,000 people singing along with Rollins
while he's in the ring waiting for
I think you just
so
you
that's
hit it on the head.
I will say this when it comes to picking the winner. If The Rock is indeed in it, he wins. There's no doubt about they're going to set up Roman and Rock for Hollywood. It writes itself. And it's been the rumor for years. If The Rock isn't in it, I think Cody goes wire to wire.
Oof.
And
that is pretty good, though.
If you really want to build Cody as somebody that can beat Roman, because the thing is, if you think about it, Roman's beat Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Brock Lesnar, everybody they've thrown in his path, and they've all been giant human beings. Cody's a big dude, but he's not that kind of big. So if you want to have the belief that Cody can defeat Roman when Brock Lesnar can't, you go with him going wire to wire, coming off of a torn pec. That's the storyline right there to me that could possibly be tossed out there. Is Cody's number 2 after Rollins is number 1, and then Cody goes the distance and possibly breaks Ray's record for the longest single standing in a Rumble.
Boy. He already lost his son.
I truly believe that this is going to be the most anticipated Rumble probably in the last 5 years.
No, I can agree.
And I am going to hold out the hope that The Rock does show up, because the nostalgia side of me
don't hold out that hope. Let that just drift away. Let it just flow down.
I'm not going to be. I'm not going to. I don't have the expectation. There's no expectation with the hope. So it's not like I'm expecting The Rock to show up, but I'm hoping The Rock shows up.
Right.
Because if you hear 29, the glass shatter, and then you hear If You Smell What The Rock Is Cooking,
we're all going to revert 20 years in age.
That's
what's going to happen.
And then to have Cody in there, maybe Brock and Bobby in there.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe have Theory in there or Gunther.
Theory just gets beaten by all the old people. Tough.
But to have The Rock come back, the thing is, they're not going to, even if he does come back in the Rumble, anything more than 5-6 minutes before it's over.
Right.
They're not going to have The Rock fight 15 minutes in the Rumble when he hasn't been in a Rumble match in probably 20 years.
I don't think he's been in a match in 20. All right, I'm done shitting on The Rock.
Nah,
please
had that
don't
quick.
Why do you not like him?
Why do I not like him?
Bro,
because
how
that
could you
man
forget?
came back. He came back in 2014, 2013.
Yeah, with Rowan.
Horrible, bro. That was a horrible run, in my opinion.
Oh, well,
I didn't like him.
When he
you didn't like the twice in a lifetime.
The Scorpion King, love it. He's the Scorpion King to me now. He ain't The Rock.
You're an idiot.
At least you said it.
It's just
At least you said it. That was his worst fucking movie other than The Tooth Fairy.
Hey, do not be hating on the Scorpion King right now. The Scorpion King was fantastic. I just don't like the idea of this 54-year-old man coming out of nowhere, entering the Rumble, and when you can set up The Rock versus Roman without him winning the Rumble. If that's where they want to
How?
go with it, The Rock and Roman,
How do you set it up
How?
without him?
because The Rock doesn't acknowledge him. That's all you gotta do is they were gonna have
That's
everyone come
lazy.
in. It is,
That's
but you know,
lazy.
it'll get people to be excited about The Rock, which I don't know why.
Okay, it ruins the luster of the match if you don't have The Rock on WWE television in some capacity before Mania.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about coming out and talking about like the Rudy Poo candy ass type shit. I'm talking wearing wrestling boots. Look, Austin was wearing his jorts and knee braces and shit a year ago. And he's older than The Rock.
That is true. That is true.
These guys they're going to, at the end of the day, whoever shows up obviously is getting paid a shit ton of money to be there.
Yep.
But if you're going to do, like, the thing is, if they don't do Roman and The Rock now, I don't ever want to see it again. Like, or ever want to see it, period. Because
that's fine with me.
You know, the Mania is coming back to the East Coast next year to, I think, either Philly or New York. Yeah, Philly. So I'm not really interested in seeing that there. The Hollywood Mania writes itself.
That would work better, though, if they kept it for the Philly, because that was the Royal Rumble. I literally just said this to you when they were doing the Raw 30. That was the Rumble where The Rock was trying to get Roman over, and the crowd was not having it.
And that was the Rumble that AJ debuted.
Yep. No. AJ debuted in Orlando. Yes, he did.
Yeah, you were at that one. Yeah.
Yes, he did. I promise you. AJ debuted in Orlando.
Okay. I thought he debuted in the Philly Rumble.
I was going to say, wasn't that Daniel Bryan was supposed to win that one, but wasn't Daniel Bryan supposed to win that one?
Yeah, and
I don't know.
I think he got eliminated like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, that Philly did not want Roman winning at all. And when The Rock couldn't even get him over, it was like, oh, shit. You come back to WrestleMania next year, where I feel like Roman should have made mention of Philly on Raw 30. You just say that for another time. We don't need The Rock at the Rumble, okay? We don't need it.
Who's your winner? Yeah, I'm in agreement with Matt. I'm in
freaking Rollins is winning the Royal Rumble.
Okay. Why?
Why?
Any reason?
He's Seth freaking Rollins. He's on the hottest run. I do like the idea of him and Cody starting 1 and 2, and those two lasting until the final 4 type shit, you know? But Seth Rollins, you can do anything with him. He's going to take this. He's won it once before? No?
Rumble?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's won a Rumble yet.
He's never won
and
a
that
Rumble.
just adds to it. He's never won a Rumble before. He's got to get a 1, right? The last year at the Rumble, the Shield. It's time for Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns to happen at Mania 1-on-1 for at least one of the titles.
Fair enough.
And then you're picking Cody.
I think it's Cody. On
the contingency that The Rock doesn't show up.
I think it's gonna be. I think Cody was kind of set in stone almost immediately when he tore his pec. I know it's almost. I know they will never admit it.
Yeah, that's why maybe they should just rip the Band-Aid off.
But
get it over with.
Before you wrap up, Lewis, dark horse to possibly win it.
Karrion Kross.
Yes, me and you were like, we're here.
Yeah, we're
here.
I do hope Karrion has a strong showing because he hasn't done much on the main roster. Dude debuted during a Roman segment, told him TikTok, and now he's talking shit to Ray because his son left him. That is such
cool.
a
I love Karrion Kross, so I don't even care.
Austin Theory.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That's a Vince pick, though.
Once you had brought up who Stone Cold's opponent could possibly be, I think he could face Theory. I think could go
for continuity purposes. Absolutely.
I think it could go full year.
Loser loses the Austin name.
Well,
so we get him back to being just Theory, man.
No, I think it could have some mention of what happened at last year's WrestleMania with McAfee and Vince and everything that was going on. I think if that's somewhere they would want to go, I think McAfee. Yeah, I would love it. I want him to be in it, and then I need him to go jump back in his chair and then do the rest of it, like commentate the rest
I
of it
don't
after
know.
being in it.
That's
I
Wade's
think-
spot now.
I think it would be absolute gas.
I think Booker might be a surprise entrant.
Ooh,
Maybe it's down there in Texas. The
I
school's
like
down
that.
there.
I think he's going to be an entrant.
Potentially.
Honestly.
He's
He's
still
still wrestling for his own promotion.
his own promotion. Yeah, he's still
Yeah.
Oh yeah. In
The
between,
dude's
doing
still
his,
in
NXT.
phenomenal shape. So I could definitely see Booker doing that. I could see Bradshaw possibly being a surprise entrant.
God. Oh,
Who's
God.
Bradshaw? I don't know who that is.
JBL.
I mean, he
Oh, I
could
know that
hold
guy.
on. He could come back as Bradshaw though. He put some extensions in his hair.
Fucking
He
hold
puts
on.
the APA. Yeah,
APA was like my favorite shit in the world.
got
The
it.
fact
is
that they
great.
brought back the door with nothing else around it, like
That was the best part.
I was like teary eyed watching that.
I kind of wish those championships got included in those poker matches though. That would have been a cool way for the $1 Million Man to lose that title again. Which that title was supposed to be with Cameron Grimes. Why does the $1 Million Man have it again?
Because he
Did he
took
give
it
it
from
back?
him.
Oh,
No, he took it from
God.
him.
Boo!
Watch NXT once in a while,
Bro, that
goddammit.
was so long ago.
It
So
was.
long ago. And Cameron Grimes, he's nowhere. So it's like his thought of him just like gone from my brain.
I hear it. I absolutely hear it. But that's gonna do it for us today on the Royal Rumble prediction show. Make sure to tune in tomorrow to the actual Royal Rumble itself and see if we were right, if we were wrong, and then
We
be
were
here next
wrong.
Friday when we see if we were right or we were wrong. And then of course
Goldberg wins.
on Wednesday, no fucking
Both of
way.
No fucking
Both
way.
of
That
them.
Vince is
Man,
back in charge. If he
Like,
fucking
comment,
wins.
share, subscribe. Note he's on for every single one of us.
Be
Have a
here
great
Wednesday.
morning.
We give a big
That's
old
fucking
breakdown of
disgraceful.
the NFL
Gotta love how
playoffs
they
that
do.
we have been missing out on. Obviously, we'll be talking about NBA All-Stars. My man's a starter, of course.
Yeah.
That's going to
Go
do it for us.
Goldberg.
Matt, let the folks know where to check you out later on tonight for some football and a little bit of Baltimore and your own Royal Rumble stuff.
We're not going to do as much of an intensive Royal Rumble
Of course.
extended talk, but you can catch me over on BWATV podcast on Twitter. I'm will be streaming on my Facebook Live as well, and on Driving to the Top Productions YouTube channel. So we'll be over there for some Ravens, Orioles, Royal Rumble talk. My brother's going to be a guest on the show tonight, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, I'm excited for this special guest coming up on my show. I appreciate y'all having me as always. I cannot wait. I'm gonna be texting you tomorrow night, Lewis.
I thought you were going to
course.
say you were excited for Goldberg.
No, absolutely not. Mamba, let the folks know what they got to do.
Oh, like, comment, share, subscribe, and notifications on. Ring the bell. Whatever it is for the notification, just turn it on.
Have a good
Peace.
night. Hilarious. You and Goldberg.